Welcome back to the channel, and in this episode we are doing something a little different and we are unboxing and doing an initial review of the Inhumans. Now I know these have been out in the US for quite a while, but these only released this week in the UK, so we had a little bit longer to wait. They have been out on TTS, so we have kind of seen all of their rules already, but I thought we'd give this a go and go through all of this. So the first one we're going to be doing is Black Bolt and Medusa. We're not building or anything, we're just going to see exactly what there is. And again, you've got kind of all the hair parts, everything like that, but that's not the thing that we're really worried about. It is the cards. Now, with Black Bolt and Medusa, you get a special mission. If we can get it out of the bag. I always find these bags are sometimes a little bit too tight. So, if we have a look here, we get a Horizon, which is an Inhumans Team Tactic card. It's an active card. Any Inhuman character may play this card. All allied Inhuman characters gain 1 power for each allied Inhuman character. Now, the thing to take note of this will only affect these 4 characters and the 2 that are in the Inhuman Affiliation, which is Ronan and Beast as well. So it doesn't matter who else you have, as it will only affect these characters that are injured. But this could be quite a decent little play, especially with their kind of affiliation ability that they do have, which will go into effect in a bit. But being able to kind of gain extra power when you need it, especially kind of during turn 2, turn 3, when some of your characters have probably taken damage already, that'll be quite a nice little card to play. You've got Bitter Rivals, which is an unaffiliated team tactic card. Any character may spend 3 power to play this card. Choose an enemy character until the end of the round. Other enemy characters within 3 of the chosen character roll 1 less dice on attack and defense rolls. So this I can see being used quite a bit with all webbed up and for web warriors, etc. And suddenly you're kind of dropping them down a significant amount of dice. This, I think, 3 power, it's quite good. I would say it's quite high, but then again, a range 3 with a specific enemy character is quite a significant area, and you've got to think that your opponent will probably then start trying to spread out the characters from that character. So if you've got one that's a specific kind of a central piece for most of the opponent's characters, then yeah, putting it on that and then making everyone else roll 1 less dice is definitely a very handy thing to have. And it doesn't say, yeah, until the end of this round. So if you put it on straight away and you're going first and you pop it on, it's going to go for all of those activations. So that'll kind of be a good annoyance for that whole entire round it goes through. Now you've got the Inhuman Royal Family, which is one of the Inhuman cards. Any number of allied Inhuman characters may spend 2 power each to play this card. Once this round, each character that spent power to play this card may re-roll any number of a dice in one of their attack or defense rolls. That is massive. That is whereabouts you need to kind of just do as much damage as you can. Then it's going to be properly powerful to just let everyone re-roll everything. I mean, Inhumans do get a re-roll 1 dice for their attack and defense rolls as a part of their Inhuman abilities, but being able to re-roll everything, that is amazing. I think you'll see that kind of especially in Inhuman lists, that will be used quite a lot. The fact that you can do it in defense as well, like you can just spend it at the start when you use that first activation, and then you can defend it, especially if you're holding an objective and you need it until the end of that turn to win the game potentially. Then yeah, you're definitely going to see that. Genesis, again, it's another Inhuman one. Any Inhuman character may spend 3 power to play this card. You choose an enemy character holding a civilian token within 3 of the character and roll 4 dice. You deal 1 damage to the character for each crit, wild or hit rolled, and if the character is dazed or KO'd by the damage, you score 2 victory points. It's okay. I think it's very, very situational. the fact that they need to be holding a civilian token means that you'll probably have to you're going to have to put civilian objectives into your roster to play this. The fact that it's free power and then you've got to roll 4 dice, and then if you daze you get 2 VPs, it's a very, very situational card to play. You basically need someone that's got a civilian token with 1 health left, and you're just hoping that you can roll to potentially daze or KO them. 3 power as well, it's quite high. I kind of compare it to Enchantress's 3 power, and you steal the objectives from them. It's kind of, I would rather be doing that than spending 3 power to potentially do some damage and score potentially victory points. We'll see. It's, yeah, so. I don't think it will get that much play. And then we've got the new secure mission, and it's Terrigen Cloud Sweep over the city. It's a 20 threat level, so it's the highest threat level that you can get. You place 2 Terrigen Mist Clouds, which targets for opportunity on each of the points near the edge of the board shown on map C, so you're kind of like on either side. You score 2 victory points for each mist cloud you're securing during the cleanup phase, and then during the cleanup phase each of the mist clouds move. Starting with a player with priority, each player places all mist clouds secured by their opponent within 2 of their current position. Each token can only be placed once per round in this way, and then characters within 1 of the mist clouds suffer 1 damage and gain the poison special condition. I don't like that. I've played this game on TTS this week with this mission. The fact that this happens in the cleanup phase, the poison, it means that in the power phase those characters are not getting power. So you lose 1 power, so you may as well just wipe off whatever power you're going to score in the phase, and the fact that there's nothing you can do about it as well isn't that great. I would like this to be that you suffer the damage in the cleanup phase when it moves, which makes sense because like you're in the kind of mist clouds and you're suffering poison. The fact that you gain poison, I would say that should be if you go and contest that objective, then that's when you get the poison ability. So if you move over, you capture it, you get the poison, but then it gives you a chance to potentially shake it before you get to that power phase. The fact that it just happens during cleanup means that it's kind of hard to do anything. And with the Inhumans, all of them are immune to poison, so it doesn't really affect them. I mean, it makes sense for them. But yeah, it is not a non-playing experience, but there's nothing that you can do about it. So you've got to think about how you place those objectives and whether you're willing to take that damage and the poison. But at 20 threat level it's good because it means you can take those big rosters that you want. And those are the cards. So overall, pretty strong. I'd say Terrigenesis is probably the weakest out of the group. And the others I think you'll definitely see play. I'm thinking this one I'm definitely going to use in my Web Warriors list for sure. For the tokens, you get the 2 Terrigen Mist tokens. You get, let's have a look, you've got the poisons, you've got a stun, a bleed, and I'm not sure, these would be probably your scoring tokens. So yeah, it's not bad little group. I quite like the little mist tokens, they look nice. But yeah, that's what you get. So let's have a look at the characters themselves. So we'll go with Black Bolt, King of the Inhumans. He's got 5 health, medium move. He is size 2 and 5 threat level. And he's got 4 and 4 for both physical and energy defense, with 2 for mystical defense. So his builder attack is a energy attack. It's an energy bolt, which is a 5 dice, 4 range, which is massive because it means that he can be hitting people turn 1, especially with a certain doggy alongside him. It's got Pierce as well in the wild, so you change one of the defending characters' defense rolls to a blank, and also you gain power equal to the power damage dealt. So really, really strong. Like I said, the 4 range as well is massive, and the 5 dice is just perfect, especially with it being energy. And then with the spender, it is a 4 power physical attack called Master Punch. You roll 7 dice, and it's a 3 range. And after the attack is resolved, you have to place this character within 1 of the target character. So it's can kind of hurt you in certain points. If he's holding an objective, then you have to move 1 away. Or potentially it can, if you're 3 away from an enemy holding a objective, then it could put you within 1 of that. So there's kind of, you have to use it to your advantage, I think, if you can. And then if this attack deals damage and the target character is size 4 or less, which is a fair whack of the whole MCP roster, then the character may throw the target character S. So not only do you move within 1, you can then throw them off the objective, which is an amazing spender. Then he's got the King of Inhumans affiliation, and it's during each of your turns, 1 allied character may spend 1 power at any time, and if it does, choose an allied character within 3, and that character gains 1 power. And that is big because it's not limited to once per turn per character. So, for example, when we see with Lockjaw, who can generate power, and if you think Wong as well, a cheap 2 threat level that can generate power, then each of your turns you can then take all of that power off and start building up these to then become very, very strong very, very quickly. So that is a very, very, very good ability that the Inhumans have got. Then you've got superpowers of focus power. So it's a 3 power. During the next attack action made by this character this turn, you add 2 to its dice rolls. So add it up with this, you start powering up everything. You've got enough power to use this, and you've got the extra power to do this. Suddenly you're on a 9 dice attack, which then Master Punch becomes very scary. I think you'll see this used quite a lot. I mean, even a 7 dice energy bolt is nothing to be sniffed at for 3 power. So I think, yeah, that will definitely get used quite a lot. Anti-Gravitation Field is when a character is targeted by an attack, it may use the superpower, and it's 2 power, and you add 2 dice to the defense roll. So that 2 dice, that mystical defense, suddenly becomes a 4 dice, which is a lot more kind of favourable. But yeah, the 6 dice physical energy is definitely very strong. As mentioned already, Inhuman a power ability, the character may reroll 1 dice in its attack or defense rolls. Again, that's great. Like, just automatic reroll is always good, and yeah, you can do it on attack and defense. And like we said, you've always got that team tactic card to suddenly splurge and use all of your rerolls. And add it with Anti-Gravitational Field, you've then got a 6 dice that you can reroll. So very nice. Now, of course, Black Bolt's got flight, and as mentioned, he's got immunity to poison. So this mission that the Terrigen miss, I think you will see quite a lot for Inhumans, because 2 victory points per Terrigen missed is massive for them, and they're not affected by the poison or anything. So it's definitely something to look at. Now, when he's damaged, health 9. I'm surprised that he gets so much more health when he's damaged, but it's something that I think not a lot of people are gonna, well, I think to start off with, people are not gonna realise that, and it's gonna be you think you've kind of whittled him down enough, but now he's back even stronger. So 9 health, medium move, again 2 and 5, you've got 4, 4 and 2, so he doesn't get any better for defence. He's still got that energy bolt, still got the master punch, but now he's got whisper as well. And this is whereabouts you can then add in the focus power, which is even bigger. You've got a beam 4, 6 power, 9 dice energy attack. And if you add that 2 with focus power, then it suddenly becomes an 11 dice energy attack. And this is a beam as well, so you could hit numerous people if you line it up properly. So it says, after the attack is resolved, the target character gains the stun special condition, and you've got the stagger special condition that resolves on a wild. Then after the range tool is placed for this attack, destroy all size 2 or smaller interactive features it overlaps. This, I can see Black Bolt being put into a Brotherhood list, because the moment he gets dazed and he can do that, and he destroys all of them terrain features, then it powers up Magneto even more as well. So I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, a 5 threat level is not an easy character to fit into a lot of lists, especially with Brotherhood. But I think you could definitely see him in certain lists like that, whereabouts they get extra bonuses. Again, you get King of the Humans, Focus Power, Anti-Gravitational Pull, so nothing of that changes at all. So Black Bolt, I think for a 5 threat level, King of the Inhumans, he is a very, very strong card, and I'm looking forward to putting him on the table. So now we'll go on to Medusa, and she's got 6 health, which is more than Black Bolt, medium move, size 2 and 4 threat. She's got freeze across the board for defense. Now her builder, it is a physical 5 dice, 3 range, which is exactly what you want to see for a builder. You gain power equal to the damage dealt. If the attack deals damage and the target character is 3 or less, then you may push the target character small. So it's not a throw, but it's a push. But that's still going to be good because range 3, you can, like I said, hit people and push them off objectives where needed, or you could potentially kind of be on the objective contesting against someone and push them off. Now on a wild, you get flurry. So after the attack is resolved, the character may make a braid bash attack. This additional attack does not have the flurry special rule. Now with these two, because the attacks are both resolved, they both happen when it's resolved, you could do the attack, target the flurry, and then push someone back twice in small, which is massive. You can kind of build that all up, and the fact that you get a flurry on a 5 dice physical at 3 range as well, like, it's an amazing ability for her. I'm thinking of a lot of characters that literally just have a 5 dice physical builder with just game power and that's it. So to get all of these extra, the push and the flurry as well, is massive for her. Then she's got split ends, which is a 6 power, so it's quite a lot of power to be spending. It's an area 2, so it's not too bad. You could hit a few people, and it's a 7 dice attack. So this is, yeah, this could be quite a big one. The 6 power is quite high, but you can kind of, like we said, with the King of the Humans ability, you can kind of build her up quite easy, and a couple of braid bashes with flurries, then you could quite easily build up that power enough very quickly. Split ends, so before damage is dealt, if the target character is size 3 or less, you place the target character within 1 of this character. So you could very easily just pull everyone in, which you have to kind of think about a little bit when you're on objectives, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself on an objective and end up losing it. On a wild, it does have bleed, which is quite nice. Then you've got hair flip, which is a 3 power superpower. Choose an enemy character 3 or less within 3 and you throw it small. So that's okay. I mean, 3 power for a small throw, it's not bad, but I mean, range 3 is definitely the big thing there, because normally you have to be quite close. So range 3, you can then move them even further away from you. So that should be quite good. You've got Royal Decree, which is on 2 power. You choose another allied character within 2 of this character. Place this character within 1 of the chosen character, or place the chosen character within 1 of this character. So this is like a little mini teleport. Should be quite good, because within 2, and then you've got to put them within 1, so it kind of gives you that chance to move up there and then be a little bit further up, which is nice, gets people in position. You could probably see it if Black Bolt is suddenly damaged and you're ready to use Whisper next turn, then you could do Royal Decree, move them up, and then have them in range to do a beam across a lot of people. So you'll see some little sneaky tactics going around there. Again, the Inhuman Ability, which is reroll attack or defense, immunity to poison, and then living strands. So when advancing or climbing, enemy characters cannot place the movement tool overlapping this character's base. Enemy characters cannot re-roll or change attack dice when targeting this character with attacks. So yeah, that is huge. The fact that, I mean, the movement one's okay, but the fact that they can't re-roll or change attack dice, that is a really, really big ability for her. And surprisingly, in the mirror match, then it can stop kind of a lot of the Inhuman rerolls, so that could be quite interesting. So when she's dazed and flips over, she keeps the 6 damage, 6 health, which was nice. She doesn't get any new abilities. She gets nothing else. So she's kind of the same straight the way through. So a very solid 4 threat character. I think you'll see her in a lot of lists. She's a very, very strong character. And I think you'll see a lot of Inhumans kind of mixed in with a lot of different rosters, because I don't think there's one bad character in all of this. So this is the Black Bolt and Medusa. Very solid set of cards, very solid character cards, and we'll be back for the Crystal and Lockjaw. So Crystal and Lockjaw next, and like I said, we're not going to go too much into detail. I mean, big chunky bits for Lockjaw, which is nice. I think Crystal has a few extra parts. We're not going to get her out, but overall, I think they're going to be okay. I think it'd be interesting to see how it is assembling the kind of base parts, but I've never really had an issue. You can kind of see it there spinning around, so that'll be fine. But the big thing we're going to be doing is the cards now. We've got not as many cards in this one, but we shall see. So for tokens, you've got stun, you've got slow, incinerate, bleed, and just a random Lockjaw token. I don't think it's used properly for anything. You'll know for when we look at her, but these are all for Crystal's abilities, so she's very much a lot of the elements. So we'll go through the cards first. Now you've got a specific card for Crystal, which is Elemental Infusion. Crystal may spend 2 power to play the card until this character is dazed, or until the end of the round when an enemy character that was within 3 of Crystal suffers damage. Then after the effect is resolved, that character gains 1 of the following special conditions: Incinerate, Stun, or Slow. This is amazing, and I think anytime you take Crystal, you take this card, because adding, especially range 3, adding Incinerate, Stun, and Slow, you'll see that she is a long mover as well. So you can get her up the board, put this on, and then for that whole entire turn, anyone within 3 is suffering one of those abilities, and they can stack as well. So if you target a lot onto one character, you can literally get Incinerate, Stun, and Slow onto them. And it's only 2 power as well, so I think this is going to be a huge card, and one that I'm going to be playing a lot. And then you've got Last Minute Save, which is a Lockjaw specific card, and it's a reactive card, and it's when another allied character within 3 of an allied Lockjaw would be KO'd, Lockjaw may spend 3 power to play this card. The enemy character removes 1 damage, is not KO'd, and is placed within 1 of Lockjaw. This is amazing. Like, I love this. The fact that it's literally, as it happens, you can then just teleport them away, keep them safe, and make sure that they're not KO'd is really, really good. I've seen a few people talk about tying in Ronan, and he gets the Accuser when he gets KO'd, so he can then make a short move attack, then he becomes KO'd, but then you play this and he gets teleported back and he's not KO'd. So be interesting to see if many people do start using that, or whether it does kind of become a thing. But yeah, I mean, 3 power is big, but as we'll see for Lockjaw, it's not exactly the hardest thing for Lockjaw to get 3 power. So 2 solid cards, situational for some of them, but yeah, if you're taking Crystal, I mean, I would probably run her in an A-Force list very easily, because she's a long mover, she's got flight, so she can be used for special delivery. But yeah, 2 solid cards. We'll go through the character cards. So Crystal has 5 health, and as already mentioned, she's a long move, size 2 and 3 threat. She's got 3 across the board for defense, so pretty solid. That long move's massive, like I said, for because she's got flight and immunity to poison. She'll be really good for A-Force and special delivery, getting She-Hulk where she needs to go. She has a lot of abilities, and they're all actually builders. There's no spenders in them whatsoever, so yeah, it's kind of a surprise, but she's not even got one on the. She's not even got a spender on the back, so she could be a prime target for the Inhuman abilities to move the power around. So she's got a first one, a Area 1 Earthshaker, which is a physical 5 dice attack. After the attack is resolved, this character gains 1 power. On a wild, it gets stun, so that's quite nice. I mean, Area 1 is, she's not really going to be using it like turn 1. It's going to be more when she's on the objectives, etc. But again, 5 dice against numerous could be quite nice. Then you've got Hurricane Blast, which is a 4 dice physical but range 4. And again, when it's resolved, she gains 1 power. Now, on a wild, she gets a push, so she gets to push it to size 2 or less before damage is dealt away from the character. So, again, push it away from an objective or push it away. I mean, range 4 especially, you can push them away even further, which is nice. Hydro Kinesis. I'm not very good at pronouncing, so we'll see whether that's right. Again, it's a range 4, and that is a energy, and she gains 1 power again. And on a wild, she gets slow. So you get a lot. Depending on what you want to do, you can put a lot of different special conditions on characters, which is nice. And then the last one, which is a beam attack. It's a beam 3, 4 dice, and it's an energy again. It's volcanic surge. So with this one, after each attack is resolved, this character gains 1. So beam 3 is nice because you can hit numerous characters. So that will be the one that she can kind of build up some power. But I can kind of see now why all of these only gain 1, because with the Inhuman's ability, you don't want to just overload her with lots of power and then just be able to push it around everywhere. But on this one, on a wild, it's after each attack they get incinerate. So that's a nice little group and a nice variety as well. It's nice to see that she's got she can operate in lots of different ways. And don't forget, if you play that Elemental Infusion tactic card, then a lot of these could be very good for adding extra conditions on. Then for 4 power, she's got Elemental Onslaught. So after an attack made by this character during its activation is resolved, it may use the superpower. This character makes an attack action and must choose an attack it has not used yet this activation. And it so only can be used once per turn. So this is okay. I mean, it gives you an extra attack action, which is nice. 4 power is a lot, but it is kind of your spender almost. The fact that a lot of these only gain 1 power at a time, it does kind of mean that you have to build it up. But if you get Volcanic Surge and you get enough kind of people in a beam, then potentially you could be doing that kind of turn 1, turn 2. So interesting little ability there. She's got Elemental Empowerment, which is just a passive superpower. Enemy characters performing a shake action while they're within 3 of this character may not remove the incinerate, slow, or stunk special conditions. This is the biggest thing when added in with this, which is incinerate, stun, and slow. So the moment you put those abilities on, then they're not going to be able to take them off. And you'll notice incinerate, slow, stun. You can very quickly put a lot of conditions on characters and they're not going to be able to get rid of it. And if they want to, they're going to have to move 3 away. So she is going to be a really good objective pusher and just basically going around giving all of these special conditions to characters, and then they're going to have to move away from the objectives to get rid of shake them all. So I'm looking forward to seeing many frustrating players on the tabletop when this happens. She gets the Inhuman special ability, which is nice. And then when she's injured, she keeps the 5 health, which is the same, and she gets nothing else. So it's the same on both sides. Very good, very strong. Free power as well is, I think, one of the better free threat levels in the game. I think, especially that long move in flight is going to be big. I think you'll see her on a lot of A-Force lists as well for special delivery on Hulk. So decent character there. And now Lockjaw. So you've got 6 health, movement small, height 3 and 3 threat, and then he's got 3s across the board for defense. Bite is a 4 dice, 2 range physical attack, and he gains power equal to it. On a wild they get bleed, and that's all that he's got. So You might think, he's not very good. But let's go through the special ability, shall we? We've got Drop It, which is choose an interactive terrain feature, size 3 or less within 2, and throw it medium. And that's cost 3 power. So, this could be a very good thing for the medium throw as well is really, really big. A lot of these, whereabouts you're paying 3 power, you're literally throwing it small. So to throw it medium is really good. So that'll be a nice little additional damage after you do like a bite or anything else. Or if you build up some power, then yeah, you could do that. You've got Interdimensional Bloodhound. Choose an enemy character. Allied characters roll 1 additional attack dice when targeting the chosen character for attacks this round. 3 power, but that is really big. The fact that you can have 1 dice and add it with Black Bolt, whereabouts you can add 2, then you've got +3 attack dice. And you can re-roll, and yeah, it's going to be very, very good to add, especially if you need a certain character dead this round, or dazed or KO'd, then yeah, you're definitely going to see that being used. This is the biggest one, and this is why I think Lockjaw is going to be used in a lot of people's lists, and a lot of people are going to be very frustrated at him, and I think this is why Lockjaw is probably the best free threat in the game. Teleport. It's a 2 power ability. An action, choose this character or another allied character within 3 and place it within 3 of its current position. A character can be placed by the superpower only once per turn. You can easily do this twice per turn, and that is massive. The fact that it is within 3 and then 3 of its current position, you're going to see turn 1s straight up the board, Black Bolt hitting those long range attacks straight away. You're going to see plays like for the herb, turn 1, you're going to be seeing him kind of grabbing the herb and moving away. So this is an amazing ability. The fact that it's 2 power as well is crazy. I think it's probably a little bit too powerful for a free threat character, but it'll be interesting to see how people play against it and whether they kind of work out ways to nullify this. He gets the Inhuman Ability, and then Who's a Good Boy, and this is the thing where you will see this happening 2 times a turn. Start of each of the character's activations, if there's another allied character within 2 of it, this character gains 3 power. So you've got a power phase, he gets 1, he's next to a character within 2, at his activation, he gets 3. So he's got 4 power off the bat. You can do the teleports, you can use the King of the Inhumans ability to move the power around. He is going to be very, very strong, and I think you'll see him turning up in a lot of people's lists. The fact that it's not even if there's another Inhuman character within 2, so allied character, he can just slot into a lot of people's lists just from the bat. You could put him with a Valkyrie, for example, and then teleport her 3 up the board, then she can do a charge and go straight in. I think you're going to see it used with lots of different ways, and there's going to be lots of different plays which people are just not going to notice. I've seen talk of this with Lockjaw and Storm, and you've got like 3 teleports a turn, which is massive to get straight up that table. On the other side, he keeps his 5 health, and he basically keeps everything. There's nothing that changes. Keeps Drop It, Interdimensional Bloodhound, Teleport, Inhuman, and Who's a Good Boy. So that is all of them. So overall, I think the Inhumans have been a very strong release for MCP this season. I think you're definitely going to see this as a roster in itself. But I think you're going to see all of these slotting into other people's rosters and affiliations as well. Lockjaw, I think, is almost an auto-take for a lot of people, just for the teleports and the extra power. Crystal, she's got all of that special condition ability. She's got the long movement, which is nice. Like I said, in A-Force, I think she'll definitely be used because she's got the flight as well for special delivery. Medusa is a very solid 4 threat character. She's got the range, she's got lots of attacks. So yeah, she will definitely be used. And Black Bolt as well. I mean, 5 threat is quite high. But I think the abilities that he's got are very strong. And the fact that he's got flight as well is great. But yeah, that Whisper I'm looking forward to seeing lots of stories of Whisper going off when you buff it up with all of the extra dice as well. So overall, a very solid list. Thank you very much for listening, if you still are. And if you do like this video, please hit that like button on the video and subscribe to the channel, as it will help the channel grow. We're going to be doing this for most of the releases going forwards, just a quick look and going through it, but we will be talking more about the releases in our podcast, Tales of Crisis, so subscribe to that if you haven't. But until next time, take care and we'll see you soon.